What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, the Hot Commodity Ant C, and you are joining me as I cover WWE Friday Night SmackDown live on Valentine's Day in the States, which is February 14th, 2025. I think it's Valentine's Day everywhere, though. Live in Washington, D.C., and we start out the show with WWE Champion Cody Rhodes. He mentions the competitors in the Elimination Chamber match. Cody says, I will not be fighting Solo Sikoa because he is not competing in the chamber. I don't think that Samoan Spike was for me, though, because remember, Solo showed up last week and hit Cody with a Samoan Spike. Drew McIntyre comes out. Drew says, you forgot to mention me. Cody says, you have beaten me before, but it will be different this time around. Jacob Fatu then comes out. Jacob says, I'm all gas and no brakes tonight. I'm going to Elimination Chamber and bringing the title back to my family at WrestleMania. McIntyre says, people want to see the psychopath and werewolf go at it, but I already have my spot. Jacob stares down Cody. Cody says, when you win the chamber, then we can fight over this. We then go to the Titantron where we see Solo Sikoa has arrived backstage. Cody looks like he wants to handle business, but Jacob says, this is family business. I got first word with Solo. Cody says, you might have the first word, but I'll have the last. And then Jacob attacks the production guy backstage. So Jacob is pissed. He's looking for Solo. Cody is pissed. He wants his, own fight against Solo. Drew McIntyre basically threatening Cody. So a lot of people coming for the title as WrestleMania season is approaching. We'll find out who advances in the Elimination Chamber later on. We then see Trish Stratus in the crowd, which I was happy to see. Trish says, I will be at Elimination Chamber. I just have to see if I'm in a seat or in a suite. So a little teaser there from Trish Stratus. Elimination Chamber will be in Toronto, so not too far for Trish to travel to get there. We got our Elimination Chamber qualifying match. The WWE United States Women's Champion Chelsea Green with Piper Niven taking on the Women's Tag Team Champion Naomi with her tag team partner Bianca Belair. Naomi ends up hitting an X Factor and a split-legged moonsault, and Naomi advances to the Elimination Chamber. So far we have in that match Bayley, Bianca Belair. We have Liv Morgan. We also have Alexa Bliss, and now we have Naomi. So there's one more spot that needs to be filled there. Sami Zayn is backstage. We get a video of him. I'm sorry, he's not backstage. He's at home. He says, Kevin, you did all of this because you lost the match. I ran down when you got hurt with tears in my eyes. You think I should have helped you cheat to win. I don't know when I'm going to be clear, but when I get back, Kevin, I'm coming for you, and it won't be fun. Strong, harsh words there from Sami Zayn. Definitely going to come for his former friend, Kevin Owens, when he returns. We then see the Motor City Machine Guns defeat Los Garza after a skull and bones. Clearly, DIY has unfinished business with the Motor City Machine Guns, and we'll get a rematch for the tag titles down the line. We see Jacob Fatu confronting Solo Sikoa backstage. Solo says they need to win together, and you need to bring the title back to this family. Solo then grabs Jacob and tells him he loves him. Tama leaves with Jacob. And this is interesting. I thought Solo was going to break away from Jacob, but Solo is telling Jacob backstage before the match, listen, you got to take this home for the team, for our family. So it looks like Solo is trying to get behind Jacob. We then see WWE United States Champion Shinsuke Nakamura come out. Nakamura says, I have waited for weeks from the shadows for a worthy challenger, but I always just get a weak person. That's when LA Knight comes out. LA says, last time we were in the ring, I planted to you, but half the island of Samoa stopped me from getting the win. And he basically talks about how he will become champion again. That's when The Miz comes out. Miz says, I got to admit, I was wrong. A year ago, I said LA Knight was a fad. But here we are eating out of the palm of your hand. You are all uneducated, basic individuals for liking LA Knight. LA says, you have been doing this for the last 10 years, and that's the last time you were relevant. I forgot you were even here. Miz says, at least I've been on the top. You are not on my radar. I want my shot at the U.S. title. I'll be champion, and you'll be on the outside looking in like always. LA says, that title needs me. Dude, you suck. You're not championship material. And then Nick Aldis comes out and tells The Miz and LA Knight that they will compete in a number one contenders match for a shot at Shinsuke. So the match happens, and LA Knight gets the victory after landing a BFT and a flying elbow drop. After Shinsuke gets face-to-face with LA Knight, and clearly LA Knight is going to go head-to-head with Shinsuke Nakamura for the United States Championship. Hopefully, this is the end of this rivalry because LA Knight never wins. We see Alexa Bliss backstage wishing Nia Jax luck. Meanwhile, a Wyatt 6 logo appears. If you look at it, it basically says, "Do you feel in control?" It's backwards. But in my mind, that could be the Wyatt 6 trying to bring out this twisted Bliss persona of Alexa Bliss. We then see Carmelo Hayes defeat R-Truth after nothing but net. Corny, don't know why this match even took place. We then get the promo from Kevin Owens in a car. Kevin says, "Sami, you want to go again? Let's do that in Canada, Toronto, Elimination Chamber. Come find me, and then you'll know pain." So Kevin Owens throwing the challenge to Sami Zayn. Sami is definitely injured. He can't compete, but who knows? Next up, we have WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton defending against Nia Jax with Candice LeRae. And this is a very decent match between the two women. Nia lands a flying leg drop for a 2. Tiffany hits a swanton for a 2. Tiffany lands a spine buster. And then Candice LeRae attacks Tiffany Stratton, giving Tiffany the DQ victory. After Nia and Candice continue the assault on Tiffany, Nia hits an annihilator, and then Hall of Famer Trish Stratus runs in and gets involved. She helps Tiffany, but then Nia Jax splashes Trish in the corner and lands a leg drop to Tiffany Stratton. So Trish Stratus defending Tiffy, and I would love to see these two team up. I'm a big fan of both of them, so that would be huge for me at least. After Nia and Candice leave, Charlotte Flair comes out, grabs a chair, and sits over Tiffany. And she goes, "Tiffy, wake up. The queen chooses you. I'll see you at WrestleMania." So it's going to be Tiffany Stratton defending her women's championship against Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 41 live in Las Vegas. I'm excited for that match. Everyone compares Tiffany to Charlotte, so I'm excited to see who they're going to give this belt to, if they're going to keep having Tiffany hold on to it and continue to push her career and elevate it, or if they're going to give it to the favorite Charlotte Flair. We'll see. Nick Aldis shows Naomi and Bianca Belair footage from the night that Jade Cargill got attacked, and we see Naomi is there, but the camera zooms out and we see Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are walking in the same area. Bianca and Naomi say that they're going to challenge Raquel and Liv on Raw. This still doesn't clear anybody to me. Just because Liv and Raquel were backstage does not mean that they attacked Jade. But in my eyes, I think that either Bianca or Naomi did it, and I think it's going to be Naomi. Drew McIntyre talks to Jimmy Uso backstage, and he tells him he is sure his career has gone the toilet. At least you married up, basically saying that Naomi's the champion and Jimmy's not. Jimmy then hits Drew McIntyre with a super kick, and Drew McIntyre paying for his harsh words to Jimmy Uso. And we've made it to our main event here on Raw, a triple threat Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu versus Damian Priest, and this is a brawl. Jacob lands a Samoan drop to Damian Priest in a flying splash. We then see Damian Priest flatliner Jacob Fatu onto the announce table, and Braun Strowman pounces Damian Priest over the table. Bronson chokeslams Jacob Fatu onto the announce table as well. Jacob hits 3 hip attacks in the corner to Braun. Jacob then places a chair over Braun's neck, but Braun ends up hitting Jacob in the back with chair shots. Braun then ends up applying a chair around Jacob's neck, and then Solo Sikoa shows up and hits Braun with a Samoan spike. Jacob hits a moonsault to Braun. Cody Rhodes comes out and attacks Solo on the floor. Solo accidentally hits a Samoan spike to Tama Tonga. Jacob pushes Solo, and then Priest pushes Jacob into Solo. So now these men are making contact more than once. Cody hits a crossroads to Solo on the floor, which allows Damian Priest to hit Braun Strowman with the South of Heaven, and Damian Priest advances in the Elimination Chamber match. We now know we have Damian Priest. There is, oh my gosh, I'm blanking here. Help me. Who's in the chamber? Damian Priest, CM Punk, John Cena, Logan Paul,
and
Who am I missing? Anyways.
Drew
McIntyre, yes. We're going to find out on Raw the final participant, Finn Balor or Seth Rollins. But after Damian Priest gets the win, Cody Rhodes faces off with Damian, and they stare at the WrestleMania sign and shake hands. This could be possible for WrestleMania. These two did fight at Backlash a couple years ago, and they did have a good match. But now the World Championship is on the line, so even more at stake. This is a decent episode of SmackDown. I always find myself feeling like SmackDown is way too long. But all in all, we saw Solo reunite with the Bloodline. However, he did kind of cost Jacob the match. Cody Rhodes confronting Damian Priest. Trish sticking up for Tiffany Stratton, and then seeing Charlotte Flair decide to pick Tiffany for WrestleMania. Seeing LA Knight kind of win the number one contendership to take on Shinsuke Nakamura. So a lot happened on this episode of SmackDown. We are on the road to WrestleMania and the road to Chamber, which is taking place, I think, like March 1st or March 4th. I don't know. But we do have our coverage of NXT Vengeance Day, AEW Grand Slam Australia, and more Attitude Years coming your way. I'm talking way too fast. With that, make sure you subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell to stay notified on new content. Check out our other videos from the past. Leave a comment. Do you think Charlotte made the right choice in Tiffany Stratton? Who do you think is going to win the Chamber? Let me know. Until next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.